Hey guys, I'm Vlad, welcome to another Star System video. Today I'm going to be talking about the 890 jump from my point of view, about its effectiveness as a ship in the verse, and what it could be used for. This massive ship contains 2 hangars, a bar, an auditorium, a spa and a pool, several bedrooms, a dining hall, a beautiful control room with a secondary battle bridge, and of course a business conference room. The ship has a maximum crew of 5 people, a cargo capacity of 1,600 SCU, a size 6 power plant and a size 6 shield, 3 size 4 weaponry and 2 size 5 turrets. The 890 jump is a prodigy of RSI's vision for the future. It perfectly captures the real-life image of an expensive $6 million yacht, going as far into details as having the tower racks for your spas and cutlery on the tables. But the question you have to ask, is it really worth the $950 USD? Some would argue yes. But with the new Anvil Carrack just weeks away from release, one would say that where people choose to live and spend the majority of their time will be splitting the fan base. With perks and bonuses on both sides, I wonder what the month's sales will pray tell with the new lunar year. I personally would not buy the 890 jump with real world cash, I just don't see enough reason to have one in the current PTU. Perhaps when persistent money is on the table, then I would consider it. Till then, I'll be playing the Microtech mission on a daily basis to gawk at its beauty. This ship is also supposedly quite rare to get, only available in limited quantity. I think this ship would best be utilised by CEOs and faction leaders, as it won't be very useful from a worker's perspective. Perhaps people will use it as a transport ship. The ship's hangar is much larger than expected. We were able to clusterfuck several ships into the hangars. The ship was able to haul a prospector easily, and as well as a few other small fighter/exploration ships you can see on screen now, and that isn't even including the underside hangar. The ship's capacity of 1,600 SCU could also mean that the ship could be used as a posh trade ship, perhaps for large deals to be discussed between faction leaders. The ship itself is shaped like a big boat, and according to one Reddit user, he's actually melted his 890 jump because it looked too much like a boat. However, to many people, the ship is a work of art. For years, CIG has worked on the model of this ship and has gone through countless iterations to find perfection. It's a streamlined design that gives feelings of a classy Titanic feel. But fear not, the fellas down at HQ have remembered the escape pods this time. The ship has several crew quarters that feel more like a hotel room than a crew's quarters, and the guest rooms are even more lavish. Although, if the trailer for the ship is anything to go by, then having 10 guests per bed might prove to be a little bit of a logistical nightmare. I suspect the ship, as stated in my earlier mentions, will be used as a VIP/CEO ship. The ship also flies a bit like a tank. It moves very sluggishly and is by no means a fast ship. And oh my gosh, it ganks even harder in Atmos. If given a choice in a PvP between Carrack and the 890, I would probably choose the Carrack to win the day. The ship is almost as big as a Reclaimer, but has much more room design usage than the Reclaimer, which only really uses 45% of its internals and leaves the rest as salvage room and storage. The 890 jump also has its own missions near Microtech, in which it kills several hostiles on board. In this mission, the lights in the 890 jump are off, creating an almost spooky feel, a cold, unsettling darkness. The kitchen is an open plan design, complete with its own walk-in fridge. The kitchen is also showered in fresh ingredients and spices. The kitchen is large enough for a full cooking crew to prepare any amount of meals. It'll be interesting to see how the eating mechanics work. The food mechanics will add a whole new dynamic to the game and create a sense of realism and make kitchens on ship essential for long trips. Maybe an alcohol mechanic added for added realism, and then some AA meetings for the RP players. The crew's eating quarters will also be quite comfortable, even having an Ace Plasma TV in the room. And just over here we have the crew bathrooms, which are very lavish. And lots of little details went into this bathroom in terms of lighting and shapes and just the atmosphere they try to put out. Alright, and just going back into the hangar now, you can see this amazing hangar can fit most ships very snugly. and when the hangar's empty it actually doubles up as a basketball court as well. And just down here we have one of the size 4 turrets, but I actually crashed here, so we'll have to ignore this one and move on. I'm sure you've seen plenty of turrets in Star Citizen by now. And coming from the beautifully designed cockpit, we now go into the auditorium, which has a big old ugly statue there that may be removable in future. And going past the auditorium, we now have a nice little quiet area which would be good for watching the view while sipping on a cool martini. This room makes excellent use of dim lighting to create the mood for this. Heading downstairs we find one of the guest cabins, which is very well designed and has its own ensuite, which is also quite fancy. Still no mirror reflections though. Heading downstairs we come to the pool and spa area, which has a very dark mood lighting which also creates a relaxed environment. It'll be nice to see how it looks when swimming and steam rooms are added, and the little jacuzzi is a nice touch. The pool itself is a little more shallow than I was hoping for, but that's alright. It's a very beautiful deep blue. Now we come to the bottom hangar, which is usually used for storing ground vehicles and cargo. And over here we have the awesome looking engine room, which has an amazing visual. It looks like something out of a quantum lab. Maybe it uses some kind of particle field. Anyway guys, that's all I have time for today. Now to announce the winner of the Dragonfly, who is... this person. Please leave a comment down below with an email I can contact you on to send you your prize to your RSI account. Anyway guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you next week.